Hello, we are discussing about GATE 2014 ECE paper, and this question is related to digital circuits. For the 8085 microprocessor, the interfacing circuit to input 8-bit digital data DI0 to DI7 from an external device is shown in figure. The correct instruction for the data transfer is A. Move immediate A, F8, B. In F8, C. Out F8, D. LDA F8 F8. So out of these four options, which can be the correct answer for the given question? Okay, so look at the first option, that is move immediate A, F8H. Generally the move immediate MVI is nothing but move immediate. Move immediate instruction is going to be loads the 8-bit data into accumulator. 8-bit data into accumulator. So what you are going to get over here is data. This is going to be present, is this will be treated as data, it is not address. So this is not the right answer. So move immediate instruction is going to be loading the 8-bit data into accumulator, but here we are interested in the external device which is going to be having some address. Okay, so this instruction is not right. Next, if you are going to be looking at out F8H, okay, this instruction writes or copies the data byte from the accumulator to an output port specified at F8 address. The out instruction copies the data byte from the accumulator to the output port at a address of F8. So it is going to be sending the data byte, but the given question is nothing but receiving the data byte. Okay, so out is for the sending the data byte from the accumulator to memory, but here the question is going to be related to receiving the data byte from the input external circuit, receiving the data line from the external circuit. So out cannot be the process. So the other two options is nothing but in F8H and LDA F8 F8H. So these two are going to be used for the receiving information from the memory as well as port address. Now first we will see about the in F8H. F8 is nothing but address, port address. F8 can be treated as port address in case of in as well as out. Both are nothing but F8 is nothing but the address of a port. Okay, so this in instruction reads or accepts data byte from an input port at address F8H and places it in the accumulator. It is going to be reading the data byte from F8 location, and the data byte is going to be kept in the accumulator. So by that time it is called as this instruction is going to be using IO. This instruction is going to be using IO mapped IO, that is nothing but peripheral mapped IO. IO mapped IO. IO mapped IO is nothing but which uses, okay, in peripheral I by O, that is nothing but IO mapped I by O. The instruction in or out are used for data transfer between the microprocessor and the peripherals, and the peripheral device is identified with an 8-bit address. Whenever you want to communicate microprocessor and a peripheral device, that can be done in two ways. One is nothing but IO mapped IO, the other is nothing but memory mapped IO. Okay, so you can interface input output device to the microprocessor by using two methods. One is nothing but IO mapped IO, the other is memory mapped IO. IO mapped IO is also called as peripheral mapped IO. Okay, so in peripheral mapped IO, instructions in and out are going to be used for the data transfer between microprocessor and the peripheral, and the peripheral device is identified with 8-bit address. So if you are assuming in this one, this is what the IO device, okay, the given thing is nothing but it is IO device. This is IO device. This IO device is going to be identified with the address. The address is going to be used to select this IO device. So DS1 bar and DS2 are going to be used to select this one. Whenever ds1 bar is equal to 0 and ds2 is equal to 1, at that time this particular IO device is going to be selected. So for these select lines, okay, if you are using only the lower address byte, that is nothing but A0 to A7, at that time the IO device is going to be communicating with the help of peripheral mapped IO. But DS1 is going to be connected with a decoder. That decoder is controlling with A0, A1, A2 towards A7, and this DS2 is going to be controlling with A8 to A15. That is entire 16-bit address lines, that is entire 16 address lines are used for the selection of IO device. So this is not peripheral I/O. Remember that one. Peripheral I/O used only 8-bit address. 8-bit address is nothing but that will be using A0 to A7. So this is not peripheral I/O. So peripheral mapped I/O, so that in cannot be the right answer. So the only option is nothing but LDA. LDA is the right answer. So LDA is nothing but load accumulator direct. Load accumulator direct, and this LDA instruction is always followed by 16-bit address. 16-bit address. Okay. This load accumulator direct instruction copy the data byte into the accumulator from the memory location specified by 16-bit address. Whatever the 16-bit address we will specify, okay, this instruction will copy a data byte from that address location and it will copy it into the accumulator. So whenever you are using 16-bit addresses, at that 16-bit address, at that time it is called as memory mapped IO. It is called as memory mapped IO. Memory mapped IO. So now the communication between the peripheral and microprocessor is going to be done with the help of memory mapped IO. That is, by using memory you are going to be identifying the peripheral device. So to identify the peripheral device, to specify the address of that one, we are using now memory with the help of 16 address lines. Okay, by that time it is called as memory mapped IO. And in memory mapped IO, a peripheral is connected as if it were a memory location and is identified with a 16-bit address. The data transfer between microprocessor and the peripheral is implemented by using memory related instructions such as STA, LDA, move M, R, move R, M. These are the instructions to be used in the memory mapped IO. That is LDA, STA, move M, R, move R, M. These are the instructions can be used in the memory mapped IO. So whether this address is right or wrong, that we can check once by using from the given circuit. So it is a 16-bit address. We can go in this way: A15 to A11. Next, A16 to A12 is higher nibble, and A11 to A8 is lower nibble. A7 to A4 is next lower nibble, and A3 to A0. So you can think in this way. These are the nibbles. Okay. And to select this I/O device, DS1 bar has to be 0, DS2 bar has to be 1. Okay. So DS1 bar is equal to 0. DS1 bar is equal to 0. That is nothing but here you must get 0, and because of this is also active low, both will be, this will be selected. Okay. So this 0th line is going to be selected whenever C is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, A is equal to 0. The meaning of that one is nothing but A0 0, A1 0, A2 0. Whenever A1 is equal to 0, A2 is equal to 0, A0 is equal to 0, by that time you can select this 0th line, that is nothing but DS1 bar is selected. And to perform this decoder operation, that is nothing but whenever 000 as the input applied to this 3 to 8 decoder, at that time 0th line is selected. This is what the operation enabled whenever you are going to select this decoder. This decoder operation, whether it has to perform this decoding operation or not, that is enabling or disabling the decoder operation, is performed by these three select lines. That is G2A bar, G2B bar, G1. Out of this one, Okay, we are only concentrating on the memory, so that G1 is related to the memory, and this will be selected whenever G2 A bar is 0, G2 B bar is 0, G1 is 1. So G1 is equal to 1. It requires to select the 3 to 8 decoder. To make it 1, what we require is nothing but all these things must be ones, because it is AND gate. To get output of logic 1, at that time all the inputs must be at logic 1. So if you are going for the lower byte, you can write it as, okay, A0, A1, A2, A3. A3 is 1. So that if you write 1 0 0 0, that is nothing but 8. Here you will get 1 0 0. A3 is 1, A0 is 0. A1, A2 you can write. Next, A4 to A7 all are ones. So this is all ones, A4 to A7. Next, to select this I by O device, DS1 bar has to be 0, same time DS2 must be equal to 1. So this has to be equal to 1, and it is AND gate. For AND gate, you must get all the inputs are at the logic 1 to get the logic 1 output. So all must be at logic 1. That implies nothing but A8 must be 0, this is inverter, A9 must be 0, A10 must be 0, A11 must be 1, 12, 13, 14, 15, all must be ones. So 12 to 15 they must be ones, and A8 0, A9 0, A10 0, A11 1. So if you are checking the address to be used to select this IO device is nothing but F8 F8. So this is the memory address, and with the help of this memory address, this IO device is going to be selected, and the data from this IO device is going to be copied into accumulator. Okay, so the right instruction for this one is nothing but LDA F8 F8H. Thank you.